Ever get that feeling that Spotify or Apple Music just gets you? Well, today, we're going to peel back the curtain on the hidden forces that shape how we all find and listen to music. The big question is, who's really pulling the strings? Let's dive in.
So let's just start with this. Think about it for a second. How do you actually find new tunes? Is it a playlist that a friend sent you? A suggestion from an algorithm? Whatever your answer is, hold on to it. Because the way we do this has been completely flipped on its head over the last couple of decades.
And this, right here, this captures the heart of that change perfectly. We've gone from thinking about music in these rigid boxes like rock or jazz, to organizing it by our mood or what we're doing. It's not about finding a hip-hop album anymore. It's about finding that perfect night tribe vibe. To really get why this is such a massive shift, we've got to take a step back in time. Back to an era that was totally defined by the suppliers. A time when the music industry was firmly in the driver's seat.
Okay, so here's the crucial thing to understand. Those music genres we all grew up with, they weren't actually created for you, the listener. Nope, they were designed to make the business of music run smoothly. For the record labels, the radio stations, the critics. Your personal experience just wasn't part of the equation.
I mean, their entire purpose was logistical. They existed to organize the shelves in a record store, to make radio programming predictable, and to give critics a simple way to talk about music. It was a completely top-down system built for a physical world, all designed to keep the market tidy and easy for the industry to control.
And then, bam, everything changed. Welcome to the era of the listener, an era kicked off by the streaming revolution. All of a sudden, thanks to streaming platforms, the power to categorize and curate music literally jumped from the industry's hands right into yours. You were no longer just a passive consumer. You became an active curator.
And this is where it gets really interesting, because our own lives became the new filing system. You know, your 4 concentration playlist or that chill mix you made. These aren't genres. They're moments, they're feelings, they're activities. Your personal context is now the new classification system.
You know, there's actually a name for this whole process: the democratization of music. It's this idea that we, the listeners, are now the ones actively giving music its meaning and its place in the world, simply by creating and sharing our own playlists.
But here's where the story takes a bit of a twist. Because this newfound freedom, it comes with a pretty big paradox, which begs the question, how much control do we really have?
See, every single time you play a song, you skip a track, you listen at a certain time of day, or add a song to a playlist, you're creating a data point. All of these tiny little decisions are being scooped up and fed right back into the system.
And what that does is create this incredibly powerful feedback loop. Your choices are gathered up as data, which then trains the algorithm to give you recommendations. But when you zoom out on a massive scale, this very same process is creating whole new hierarchies. It's deciding which songs get seen and which ones just fade away.
And that brings us to this really critical insight. This isn't a complete handover of power to us, the listeners. It's a reorganization of power. And this is the key takeaway. While we feel way more in control, the corporate logic of these platforms is always there, working like a new invisible gatekeeper, subtly shaping our tastes and the entire music landscape.
And just when you think you've got a handle on all this, a brand new layer of complexity gets dropped into the mix: artificial intelligence in music creation itself. Now, AI creates this fascinating contradiction. On the one hand, it democratizes production. I mean, pretty much anyone with a computer can now generate some seriously high-quality music. But on the other hand, with a literal explosion of new music, it makes listening so much more obscure. Getting your music heard now pretty much depends entirely on whether you can get past those algorithmic filters.
So what in the world does this all mean for the future value of music? Well, the whole debate is starting to shift beyond that simple human versus machine argument.
As AI-generated music just becomes part of the scenery, the whole emphasis on human craftsmanship or authenticity might start to fade. The much more important question is going to become, how does this song fit into my life? How does it make me feel in this moment?
And ultimately, this is where we're heading. The real value of a song is going to come from the context we give it, the names of our playlists, the communities that rally around it, the personal stories we attach to it. A song's worth will be measured by how perfectly it scores a specific moment in your life.
Which leaves us with one final big question to think about. In this new world we're in, your next favorite song, will you be the one to find it, or will it be found for you?